Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Before I begin, I would like to direct your attention to the pinned comment in the chat. You will find 5 GoFundMe's for our friends James Colley, Angela Arreaga, Moonshot, The Hey Camel, and Maddy. These are all good people except for James, who's an asshole, and they can all use a little assistance. Hey, James, how you doing?
Fairly good, and you?
I'm great.
Actually, I'm having a rough go of things. I quit smoking.
Wow.
Good.
And, I'm having a hard time with it. And pretty much, if someone was to quit drinking due to an illness, like, say they had cirrhosis, and they had to quit drinking,
Mm-hmm.
and then they decide to finally, they think they've got it under control, and they decide to go out with their friends to a bar. He's the guy that basically that's over there drinking sodas and water, kicking a cat, while the others are drinking and having fun. This is how I view not smoking.
Hey, no kicking cats.
James, you don't need to drink to have fun. You don't need to smoke to have fun. I mean...
Oh, yeah? How many
Yeah.
people do you see crying that are smoking?
A lot.
I was gonna say,
Price of cigarettes?
Well, the price of cigarettes will make you cry, but for the most part, they've got a cigarette in their mouth and they're laughing and joking and having a great time.
Well, think of this.
Depends, they could have had a pet die, friend die. They're not gonna stop smoking just because.
Oh, you don't have Rick Hammer? Hold on, let me rectify that. I'm sorry.
It's more of a joke than anything else. I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm making jokes, but
Drinking and
for the most
smoking,
part,
man, that's tough stuff to quit. I admire somebody who can quit that.
And in all reality, from what I've seen, for a lot of people, it can be very difficult. For some, it's actually not.
I'm having a go of things because it's not an oral fixation for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a stress relief.
Yeah, that was the same thing for me. But
It's
when I got
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, when I got out of the military, my stress went down dramatically. A lot of it was self-induced. But then just one day when I was helping out Gyno in his gun shop, that whole thing, I was down to my last cigarette. It's like, well, let's see how long I can go without cigarettes after this one. And it's been like 3 years.
Congratulations.
Nice.
I mean, you know what? I will always admire someone that decides, hey, this is it. This is the last one. I'm not going to do this anymore. James, honestly, I'm proud of you. And if you don't believe in yourself when you say that, I believe in you. Dude, keep rocking.
I will try. It's like I said, it's a rough go, and I'm trying to quit. Don't get me wrong. Occasionally, I'll look through an ashtray and see cigarette butts that can be smoked and go,
I smoked for a year, from 16 to 17, but I have like a non-addictive personality. My parents owned a beer garden. I never got, I can have a drink, but I never have the feeling of having a second or a third or getting drunk. I've smoked, but I dropped it and had no ill effects. I'm not an addictive person. I don't know why. I've been lucky in that respect.
See, I'm not like that with alcohol, but cigarettes are different for me. You know
I'm
what I
too
mean?
much of a control freak to really get addicted to anything. My mom started smoking when she was 9.
Wow.
And I have to have seen her quit at least 20 times in my lifetime. And I'm not going to let something control me so much that I can't stop doing it.
Yeah.
That's respectable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me play the intro so we can get begin. And I know Charlie hates this part, so shh.
Welcome to the Midnight Show with the Midnight Crew. Rotncorpse, Angela Arreaga, James Colley, CreepyForge, and our host, Peter Alexander. With special guest, the One-Ton Hammer. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin.
All right, everybody, welcome back. James dropped.
He was just so, I'm done with this shit.
I'm done. Flips over the table. Leaves. All right.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I'm going to go find a cigarette.
Oh, shit. Don't say that.
There he is. So, anyone hear about cannibals?
Oh, with Biden's grandfather or father or
The-
something or other.
His uncle.
Uncle.
Cannabis? I like cannibals.
Cannibals.
Cannibals. No, I did not hear about cannibals.
All right, so I'm going to play the first. There's 3 clips I want to play, or 2 clips I want to play. This one will give you the context of what the second one will be, and I found this shit hilarious. So here it is. Let me share screen. Very professional here. Slide, share screen. Biden. This one. Can y'all see?
If only we could
Holy.
afford producers.
I know.
Man, if we could afford producers, we could afford.
Can y'all hear?
Then
No.
still loading for me.
And on Sunday,
I hear him.
All right, I'll play it from the top so Ryan can see.
back
Oh, God, don't do that. You do that too
Very
well.
the
faint.
next day, my mother's 4 brothers all went down to the recruiting station and joined the military. Every one of them volunteered.
This guy here.
Uncle, they called him Ambrose, Brosy, they called him Bosey. My Uncle Bosey was a hell of an athlete, they tell me when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine
Was it for a
planes
second?
as reconnaissance.
Yes.
That guy that's behind him, the one that you were pointing at,
Yes.
he looks downsy and he's going, wow, this guy sucks.
I mean, at least the guy right
that's
behind Biden, no one else can see him. We've also got like extremely fat and doesn't look to be as good Steven Seagal. And
Oh, I thought it was Matt Jarbo.
plus we got
Oh.
Miss Ironjaw.
that is a very strong jaw. That there. But this guy here, I love the fact that he's like, please Lord, let this guy shut the fuck up.
There's an actor who looks a lot like that guy, but I don't know the actor's name.
Him?
Yeah.
Well,
He looks
Plays
like
a lot,
I just-
it's a lot of fantasy movies.
He kind of looks like.
That,
Hold on, so it's like he kind of looks like the guy that's just like, look, I know I was hired to act in this, but I thought I was going to play a terrorist, not this shit.
You said this was government work. I thought I was playing a terrorist, not a goddamn sycophant. Come on. My agent
Well,
fucking
the-
hates me.
the first guy you pointed out, the guy just over his right shoulder, I mean, that is a look as like, I am not nearly high or drunk enough for this.
Yes.
the chick
But-
that's in that group,
Mhm.
she looks like a former slut turned cat lady.
James.
What is
Bravo.
wrong with you?
Oh,
looks
she just looks
like-
like my ex-wife.
Ah.
And for the cats,
Oh.
we don't want her.
All right. Let me play. Y'all gonna get kicked out this shit.
War zones. They got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there used to be there were a lot of cannibals for real.
Great story,
in that
Joe.
part of New Guinea. And then my son volunteered to go to Iraq for a year, and he came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. And they gave, like many of you, risked your lives, and you know people who gave their lives for the country.
United Steelworkers. What did the hell this whole conversation had to do with United Steelworkers?
If you put a microphone in front of Joe Biden, he's going to tell you about his son.
Yes. But not the one we want to hear about.
No, he never mentions Poe.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing that he can say about Hunter is that Hunter doesn't do cocaine because it smells funny.
The best thing you can say about Hunter.
This. Hunter is very good at math, especially in ounces.
Grams.
Wow.
And kilos.
Hunter rocks the metric system.
Yep.
All right. Let me continue.
For heroes. But one of the things that as I was doing that today, I was reminded of what my opponent said in Paris not too long ago. They asked him to go visit American grave sites. He said no, he wouldn't do it because they were all suckers and losers. I'm not making that up.
What?
Wait. There was a noise.
I'm not making that up.
See, somebody called about, hey, bruh.
I'm not making that up.
Yeah, you are.
Staff was with him acknowledged it today. Suckers and losers.
He wanted to go, and they wouldn't let him because of the weather.
But
Potential risks to Marine One.
I'm pretty sure the one he was making fun of for like his service and whatnot was McCain.
That's the one that he made fun of. Yes.
I was gonna say he's throwing back to what he said to McCain, but
all right. So
Also,
the second clip.
Biden is the first president that wasn't at one of the major 3 sites for 9/11. The first president.
Excuse me. Frosted glass really quickly. My cousin was killed in quicksand, and my aunt died when she ran into a tunnel. Some bird painted on the side of a cliff. Biden.
Also for Frosted, don't forget that he was able to say, what was it, 50-something slurs in 40 seconds or 40.8 seconds?
Yeah, that's an achievement. Frosted Glass did broke a new record.
It was over 80.
Yeah. It was amazing.
And he even did it to the beat of a song.
89, see? We got it wrong.
Also... Oh, go ahead.
No, I said over, but go ahead.
If you look back in chat, he was talking about family reunions.
Mm-hmm.
Something about an ashtray.
oh,
Wait a minute. Let me see. I was hoping you say something. Look at it. God damn it, Ty.
Oh, that was Terry. Yeah.
Yeah, but Frosted Chewed-a-Form made it even worse.
Yeah. Oh, man. They don't. They just. It's still killed. God damn it. Angela, I'm sorry. All right. All right. So. Go ahead, Angela.
That's
What?
Yeah, Angela, if you're ever crazy enough to actually visit Frosted, I'll provide you with a shiv.
Damn. All right, so this is the second video. This is what someone created. Y'all ready?
sure.
Everybody got it up?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
This is a true story. It took place in a primitive corner of the world.
My Uncle Bosie was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. And he got shot down.
One, little two, little three, little engines.
One by one.
Oh.
And now he was alone,
There were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
trapped in a hell of Stone Age creatures.
In New Guinea. And they never found the body because there used to be a lot of cannibals for real.
Perversion and
All right.
I feel like he's been watching Weird History with Wendigoon and got to the part about the Rockefeller that got either eaten or integrated by cannibals.
What?
Which is worse, eaten or integrated?
Talk about a tribe that eats its own.
Oh God, wait a minute, 9% of the Biden family stories, stuff you see in the cartoon or a movie. Yeah. Like, all right, so whoever votes for Biden is a fucking moron. Now, I'm not saying that to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Judgmental.
Judgmental or tribalistic. But, and I'm not saying like you should vote for Trump. No, I'm saying look at this man and what he's saying and how he's acting. He's clearly have some sort of mental deficiencies. He clearly isn't all there. Every time, how many different ways did Bo die?
All of them.
Damn.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
But
I have a
seriously,
good
on my
question.
tab.
Go ahead.
When his uncle died by cannibals, were they fine young cannibals?
No, they weren't fine young cannibals, and they didn't drive me crazy. But
The simple fact is that as long as we keep voting in one of the two major parties, we're not going to experience any actual major political change. So,
And that's the problem, as far as people think, because we can't get past that there's no reason there's no reason to legitimately vote for a third party, which is completely asinine.
I'm more than willing to look. My issue with voting is this: I don't vote for a particular party. I vote who best aligns with my vision for the future.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we've got a metric fuck ton of idiots that say vote blue or vote red no matter who.
Yeah, vote blue no matter who is the phrase. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the ones that are like basically better red than dead, as well, and they're just as fucking retarded for half of them.
Like, I'm technically registered as an independent. Like, I'm not registered as a Republican or a Democrat because I don't think they have the right answers all the time.
But are you registered as Miss Independent?
Nope.
Oh.
Fiercely independent. Oh, God. To be fair. To be fair, if I die in a boring way, I want my friends to say I was eaten by cannibals. Oh, God.
Well,
fuck
Frosty,
the
we know if anything, you're going to be like the one who dies from choking on eating too many gummy bears, and everyone's going to have it in your will to just say you stopped because you were killed by bears.
No, I think your Frost is gonna match that meme. I saw. I was like, when I die, I'm gonna have somebody dressed mysteriously show up and put a pentagram on my casket and say, "This time you're staying dead, you bastard."
I want that old horror movie trope where you had that one mysterious person come up, he's black robes, and they lay a single red rose, and do you know the deceased, and just leave. That's what
I
I
like the one of two ways to basically. It's like when before they lower your basically pay to have had a bunch of chains wrapped around. Basically, it's like once you get done, they put a lock on it and they tap the thing, being like, "This ought to keep them in there."
There was a joke. Hold on. Funeral joke. So this guy. Go ahead, Angela.
Never mind.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I almost said something really bad about how Frosted's going to die, but
all right. So what I was about
Moon's
to say
cancer
was
is going to jump through the internet and kill him.
yeah, she's gonna get killed by Moon's cancer.
That's nicer than what I was almost said.
Frosted's like, do it. Do it.
I want to pay the
They're
corner
going to
extra.
find Frosted hanging from his ceiling fan by his necktie with his pants around his ankle.
He's going David Carradine himself.
It's not going to be by his ceiling fan. We all know it's going to be like his necktie is tied to a door handle and he's leaning over with his pants around his ankles.
The person who laughed hardest at that was Frosted.
Indeed.
I want to pay the corner extra to
He'll
fill me
probably
up
have a
with
ball gag for some odd reason.
How do you put the ball gag in his mouth and choke himself? Must be Jack.
Yeah.
And why does the ball gag have a kazoo attached to it?
There's a note beside the door that says, "I finally read the last Medium article of my life, and it was horrible."
Read Frosted's last chat.
Oh Lord!
I want the fans at the high, so it's
Kazoo,
hard to catch me.
Dude, this is Frosted. He's kind of talented. I bet it's a harmonica.
Oh man! All right.
We figured the harmonica could be by his butt, so when he farts, it goes whomp.
Oh God, Frosted never changed. So Angela said the joke, and there was a guy who was a practical joker who paid, like, at his funeral he had one last joke, and this is Frosted's joke. This is what Frosted's going to do, and I'll play it for you guys so y'all can hear it. It is fucking hilarious, and I gotta say good journey to this gentleman. Hold on, let me unmute. Let me see. So y'all hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Hello? Let me out! Hello? Hello? Let me out, you fucking dog here! Who the fuck am I? Is that priest I can hear? That crook! Let me out! Hello? Hello? Stop the mask! Stop, I can hear you! Hello? Hello? Please! Hello?
Oh.
Hello? He's in shame me, I'm in the box. No, I'm fucking front of you, I'm dead. You gotta hear that. Hello again. Hello. I'm called to say goodbye. I'm going to die, I'm afraid to say hello again. Hello.
This actually reminds me of the story me and my dad were talking about earlier. My grandmother on my mom's side passed shortly after I went to Okinawa, and that was her choice. She was tired of dealing with the dialysis regularly, and her husband had passed a few years prior, and that whole thing. And most of them were, other than my dad, and I wasn't really around. And it's like I censored myself around her because, well, I'm kind of a degenerate, and most of my humor is extremely fucking crass, as we're all aware.
Really?
Well, apparently,
I never knew.
Apparently, after I left and whatnot, one of my cousins had come in. She's like, "Oh, hey, Grandma, how you doing?" And my dad's sitting right next to her, and she goes, "Oh, I'm dying, but not fast enough." And my cousin is just stone-faced, can't say anything. I'm like, man, that's one of those things that I wish I could have been there for. I wouldn't be able to breathe. It's like I wouldn't be able to breathe or say anything because I'd be laughing way too goddamn hard. To hear, my grandmother in her late 70s used to be like, "Oh, I'm dying, but not fast enough." My dark ass sense of humor, I'd have been on the floor fucking dying.
Oh yeah. I just play the music from Tetris when you're putting me in the ground.
Oh, no.
Before that, when you're at the viewing and everything, it's got to be a closed casket, and everyone gets there. All the doors got to close, and slowly, "Pop Goes the Weasel" starts being played. And right when it starts getting near the end, there you got a light that shows up on the casket, and everyone looks at that. Then behind them, a door busts open with a freaking crane. It's like a crane thing going out there that's got your body, and it's playing Space Jam.
Oh, Lord.
Flinging your dead body all around the room.
No,
Come on and slam.
My grandfather, and not to sound morbid or anything, my grandfather he said, like, he wanted to get all his enemies in a single room and wanted to be ass up. That way, you could, all those little motherfuckers could walk up and just kiss his ass one final time. And it's a shame they never did it. Because a lot of those fuckers were there.
And do you know what the best thing would have been if they would have done that?
What?
I would have had a place to park my bike.
Oh. I can't with you, James. I try. I wake up in the morning.
You shouldn't cheer.
I wake up in the morning. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to give James the benefit of the doubt. He's going to be a good guy, and then he brings out this shit. James, wow.
I was gonna say you know James, right?
I do, but I try. I believe. I think I believe the best in people.
Well, that's your mistake.
That's my first
Is this
mistake.
the games we're talking about?
All
when
right,
you get to be older,
yeah.
when you get to be older, you realize the only good in people is when they're trying to sell you something or they're trying to feed you full of shit.
Angela, you're gonna be pissed, but I'm gonna make you read it anyway.
Say unless you want to go with something else right now. And it's actually an early Am I the Asshole story that I got to deal with on Twitter.
Oh, go right ahead.
So I don't know if anyone saw the one going around, the Am I the Asshole for no longer walking my friend home to her dorm after she rejected me?
Saw that one.
I had actually talked to Mitch about that the other day.
Yeah, this is the one that got me my at least my first known block, while she also deleted the post. Basically, even I'll just fucking read it since it's I don't give a shit enough. But basically, college friends for about 3 years. After the 3 years, he'd asked her if she wanted to go out with him. She said no. So he started holding them, or it's kind of not being around near as much. And they had some of the same friend groups. She asked if things could go back to the way they were. He said no. And then later on, they were at a party, and basically she waited for everyone else to leave after a whole thing, and then asked if he would walk her back because she was she was scared of walking home, and she was drunk. He told her to get an Uber or ask somebody else. Now, I will openly admit, yes, looking at the whole thing of not walking her home, bit of a dick move, but she also shouldn't have just expected him to do it.
All right, so
the biggest thing what irritated me from what I saw on Twitter was the whole fact of a bunch of women basically saying, you can tell he wasn't a friend. He just wanted to fuck her.
They were
like-
friends for like 3 years.
It's like there was nothing stated about sex, and it was one other person that's like we were having kind of the argument with, and finally like one of you were like, we wouldn't even be like have even made a comment if y'all hadn't said fuck all about sex. Because like
Here's the thing: in this day and age,
the fun part was to have to end up telling so many of them, of predominantly these women, that you do realize men nor women are required to be around someone who doesn't reciprocate their feelings. And just how many of them just didn't understand that, it seemed like.
Well, clearly, men have to be around people who don't reciprocate their feelings.
yeah. Also, in this day and age, he was protecting himself. Because even if
Something
nothing
happened to
would have
her.
happened on that walk back, she could have said something, and his ass would have been ruined.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
And we could have
I don't
like,
think
with,
that's where he was going, though.
probably not, but to go on that whole thing, since there were so many people being like, aha, he just didn't care if she'd get raped or something like that. Like Hammer said, okay, when Monkey was like, if a woman asks if someone could walk her to her car, one guy jumps up, the other guy says, it's safe for me, it's safe for you. It's like, obviously the guy who jumped up to it's like, it's going to get laid. Well, there's no indication of that. It's like, okay, so, they go to walk to their car, and instead 6 people jump out and beat him to death. Because it's an urban area and they were stealing the car. Like, if we're going to go along that route, let's go along that route. How do we know that she didn't have freaking 5 guys in waiting to kick his ass?
Yeah.
We don't.
Well, my
The
thing
world
is,
may never know. Go.
bar any of that stupid shit, the simple fact is, it didn't even start off as a romantic thing. They were just friends, and he started to catch feels for her. When she said that she didn't feel the same way, he started distancing himself so that he could get over it. You respect that. You don't try to turn around and put him in a position where he...
Yeah.
He is not your emotional tampon.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things I brought up. Is that I think my favorite one was saying, or it's like my original quote tweet to the bitch, or to the woman. I don't want to call her bitch because I don't know her that well, but she was kind of a bitch in that whole thing. Was I had not paid attention to her. I was like, yes, because men can just turn off their feelings that they have developed for someone, just like women can, right? And someone quote tweeted me being like, "Oh, people could turn off their feelings." Like, this guy knows. It's like, what an imagination. So I had to come back and being like, it's called sarcasm.
Well, that's the problem of communicating in text. Unless
They
you
don't get the inflections.
write sarcasm.
When you have a right after that with a question mark, it's kind of implied sarcasm from any aspect that I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you're
Because
arguing
people are
with idiots.
retarded. We'll put it nicely.
Yeah. But then the fun part as well was having the other, or it's like the one woman that was just like, oh, any man that would be like this is child. It's like any man that's doing this is just throwing a tantrum like a child that got denied a toy and this and that. Actually, you know what? If we're going to do this, just I'll fucking read what they actually wrote.
No, he's taking the time he needs
Yes.
to move on. And that's fine.
I learned from Christy Winters that you need to clearly state when something is sarcasm. How is Christy Winters doing? I haven't heard that name in 100 years.
You should never learn from Christy Winters. Christy Winters needs to learn.
I remember
there-
50
there's-
splinters.
There's a lot of lessons you can learn from Christy Winters. All of them, in the negative space. By observing
No.
her, you learn what not to
Well,
do.
okay,
what
so
not
after
to say.
basically having the whole thing of like, turn their feelings off, it says they can act like adults instead of like children denied a toy they demanded. I would be so embarrassed to be associated with the kind of man you're describing if I were one. So I had to go with men nor women are required to be around someone who doesn't reciprocate their feelings. I've said this like 6 times, it feels like. To think/demand people do so is childish and selfish. Not all men experience or express their emotions/feelings the same way. Then have another dumbass come to me and say, "But he was around her all night. Why didn't he stay away if it was so painful?"
He wasn't around her. He was at a party.
Yeah.
They were at a party together.
Simple with it being college thing, or it's like a college and that whole thing, because both men and women do stupid things sometimes. I do think he should have just left, so no situation could arise. But I also think she should have had a backup plan instead of just expecting him to be there.
Well,
I don't think he should have left. Honestly, if they were at a college party, it wasn't like they were together. Like if Frost invited me to a party and he invited Angela to the party,
Hold
yes.
up. This is something I learned in the military. This is risk management. When you think something might not be right, the best thing to do isn't to go, well, I think things might not be right, so I'm going to stay here and see how things play out. It's, I think things might not be right. I'm going to fucking leave.
Well, that's allowing her to control him if that's the tack you take. What I would say is, if he's going to a party and she's there, it's probably in his best interest to stay, find another girl, and then walk past her with that girl on your arm.
I don't think he should even have to find another girl.
That's why he's there. It's a party. I mean, what do you go to a party for besides drink? You want to meet people, right?
Not necessarily one that I want to go home with.
I mean, she had James. She had James.
What kind of psycho are you going to parties?
But it's the what's the word I'm looking for? He isn't obligated to change his life because of her. He doesn't have to leave a party because she's there. It's a free world. Even if he came by himself, if he's at that party and she's there and they're together, and I'm using air quotes, at the party, and they're not together. He didn't come with her. He's not obligated to do anything but breathe.
Well, what I mean by left is not like immediately seen her and then just fucking left in that whole thing. It's go there, do your whole thing, and then basically just once you've pretty much had your fill, just completely ignore her ass and leave.
Maybe he did. Maybe she went. I mean, the scenario
she went to him for that whole thing because she was expecting him just to bend over and fucking be like, okay, because because you're worried and you're a woman, so I got to protect you.
I think it's better for both of their psyches for him to stay and pursue somebody else, even if he's not going to be successful. At least he's getting back in the game and looking for what he wants, and she can see him doing that, so she knows, okay, well, he's moved on. So it puts both of their minds at rest, really.
Yeah, see, but my thing is listening to the way things developed between them even. He doesn't sound like he's the type of person that needs to be in a relationship with someone. He sounds like the type of person who likes to go out and hang out with his friends. And when he did turn around and start getting feelings for somebody, he took his shot, and when it didn't land, he said, okay, fine, then I need to take some time for me.
Well, it also signals to her that he's not somebody that she should be relying on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he's there looking for another girl, maybe interacting with another girl, and she sees that, she's like, okay, well, he's not part of my life anymore. I don't want to impose myself on him, especially when he's in the position of trying to find somebody else, or chat up somebody else, or be interested in somebody else.
She probably
would have asked him to walk her home if she would have seen him.
My thing is this.
Honestly, Mitch, like I said, Mitch read the thing to me, and it said that they had been at several gatherings since she shot him down, and he had stopped walking her home. That should have been the clear clue in her, or to her. He stopped walking you home because he needs you to give him space.
And again, this is
and it's her being manipulative. It's
like we've only got so much.
So
we've only got so much information. For all we know, he could be talking to some woman, trying to chat her up and get past what he's dealing with in that whole thing, and then she comes up and just starts spewing out shit to the woman that like draws or it's like pushes her away because she's like, if you're not going to do what I want, I'm going to make your any potential relationship you go after miserable.
It's possible
because there's some women that
she could be jealous.
Yeah,
women get jealous.
Well, there are some women that get pissed off because it's like, oh, if you're not going to do what I want you to do, then you don't get to do anything.
All right, so this isn't the thing. All right, I always hated the concept of I get the baggage of being your boyfriend without the benefits.
Yeah.
Like whenever you have an issue or a problem, you run to me. But I don't get any of the benefits of being your boyfriend. You know, we don't fool around. So you come to me for emotional support and nurturing and to be looked after or taken care of emotionally, but you run to him for your physical needs.
I've run into this
Fuck
before.
is that?
I'm an old guy. I've run into this situation before. I had a girl say, well, we can still be friends.
No,
and I was kind of brutal. I said, I got plenty of friends.
Well, this is one of the things I brought up because seeing some of the other people that men and women that have been like, oh, this has happened and we're still friends and whatnot. Hey, guess what? That works for some people. It's not going to work in every fucking scenario. And just because you want it to happen, they are not under an obligation to do that because you want them to. Yeah. You have every right to ask and they have every right to say, fuck off.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to go grab a drink.
I almost forgot about drinking.
One of the things with that hammer is I love the one meme I saw. Is like girl saying, "Well, we can still be friends." Is kind of like saying, "Yeah, your dog died, but you can still have him as a pet."
Yeah, we can still be friends. It means I can continue to use you to my extent.
Yes.
Does this mean that you're ready for me to read the article too?
Yes. This. I saw this one and it angered me to no end, and I want to share that anger with the world.
What?
Yes.
Dear Alexander, I'm going to hurt you.
I didn't do nothing. This. Can y'all see the words that are clearly written on the screen?
Yep.
What?
Aren't bishops like Christians?
Yes.
Supposed to be.
Bishops are Catholic.
What denomination is this?
She's Catholic. She's a Catholic bishop.
No, that's no way. That's no way.
I'm not sure that's Catholic. I'm looking.
No, Catholics are not allowed to have female bishops. That's bullshit.
It's probably a denomination.
Then it's not Catholic.
Maybe Episcopalian.
Possibly Episcopalian.
I mean, you could be. There's all all
Maybe
different
Catholics
kinds of.
are weird in Sweden. Oh no.
No, we're the same everywhere. I'm a Catholic.
I thought Episcopalian was where you could eat fish.
Or a Protestant. She could be a Protestant. Like, I believe Sweden is under the Protestant. One of the Protestants.
Do they have a name? I'll look it up. Do they give you the lady's name?
Evan Brun.
What the hell kind of name is that? Oh, it's a Swedish name, right?
Probably Swedish.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what does a lesbian know about semen?
Bishop in the Church of Sweden.
So what is the Church of Sweden?
Oh, that's it's Church of Sweden. I doubt that's not Catholic.
Is an evangelical Lutheran national church.
Lutherans.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I'm going to start this and try not to lose my mind. World's first openly lesbian bishop to remove crosses, build Islamic prayer room in Swedish Siemens Church. Eva Brun, or Brune, however, the world's first openly lesbian bishop, has called for a church in Stockholm, Sweden, to remove all signs of the cross and instead build an Islamic prayer room in order to welcome Muslims. Several other Christian leaders in Sweden have criticized the suggestion. Gee! I wonder why.
Really?
You don't say.
Leasing a room to people of other faiths does not mean that we are not defenders of our own faith. Priests are called to proclaim Christ. We do that every day and in every meeting with people, but that
It is
does
not a
not
pole,
mean
Frosted.
we are hostile toward people of other faiths. The Bishop of Stockholm explains on her website, according to SVT. You were saying, James?
I was going to say, when you invite the Islamic faith into your church, it's guaranteed that it's going to be a blast.
Bravo, sir! Bravo!
Yeah, I hear profits are going through the roof.
Just snuck that one right through the pork pit and boom!
Thousands of refugees from the crisis in Syria and the Middle East have been making their way through Europe into Western states. Christian leaders such as Pope Francis have called on parishes across the continent to open up their doors and welcome in refugee families.
Yeah, no, go home.
Patrick Pedersen, priest of the Oscars parish in Stockholm, took issue with Brune's suggestion, however. The church chapel cannot reasonably be equated with prayer rooms at airports and hospital chapels. The Christian church and chapels are not just any public areas, he wrote. The only argument Bishop Eva really put forward in support of her view is hospitality. How do you respond to that? Not much of a basis for discussion. As one colleague put it, the theological, ecclesiological, pastoral, and working issues are left untouched, Pedersen continued. Siemens church director Kiki Wetterberg added that it's wrong for a Christian church to remove its symbols. I have no problem with Muslim or Hindu sailors coming here to pray, but I believe that we are a Christian church, so we should keep the symbols. If I visit a mosque, I don't ask them to take down their symbols. It's my choice to go in there, she said in the Christian newspaper Dagen. Breitbart noted that Brune became the world's first openly lesbian bishop in the Lutheran Church in 2009 and has a young son with her wife and fellow priest Gunilla Linden. Although just over 60... Were you saying something, Will?
No, I said gay.
Okay.
Gay!
Yes, actually. Although just over
Hold
60...
on, assessment there, Rotten.
It's a little bit gay, man.
Although just over 64% of the Jewish population is formally registered with the Lutheran Church, that number has steadily fallen over the decades, from its height of 95% of the population in 1972. Sweden has been welcoming refugees not only from Syria but also Eritreans who had initially traveled to Italy. In September, the EU agreed to plan to relocate further 120,000 refugees across Europe, despite the opposition of a number of eastern states like Hungary, who had said the crisis is stretching their borders and resources. Germany has vowed to take more refugees than any other nation, opening its borders to close to 800,000 people. And that's the end of the article. Thank you for turning my stomach here.
I'm sorry, but I saw that and that
We lost
annoyed
Will.
me. I'm sorry, Will.
Say, well, I mean, of course, Germany can take more. They've got lots of experience in
Eugenics?
handling groups of people.
Oh, I'm about to say eugenics.
That too.
Is anybody Lutheran here?
No.
Lutheran is a subset of Protestant from the Reformation in the 1500s. They're not even the largest denomination. Lutheranism is the third largest Protestant movement after Anglicanism and Pentecostalism, according to Google. So they're number 3 on the list.
Anglicanism?
Anglicanism, if that's the word, I can't really.
It's the Anglican Church. It's the Church of England.
Okay.
Church of England.
It seems that the further you get away from traditional Christianity, the more you
Heathen.
get lesbian bishops and shit like that.
Lutheran is probably the most Catholic of Catholic-like of Protestant groups.
Nah.
I am not Lutheran, but I have been to Lutheran churches, and they're Catholic light with a lot of really weird shit thrown in.
Do Pentecostals allow female bishops?
I believe
Pentecostals allow all kinds of stuff.
Do they?
I don't know.
All I know is my own. I don't know what these other options are. It's like
I got one for you though. Every time I see a gay or a trans person pushing Muslims, I think chickens for KFC. That's all I think. Chickens for KFC. Like it is literally the sheep asking the wolf to come eat it.
Is that like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
No,
it's like queers
for KFC.
It's queers for Palestine or gays for Palestine. It is like how can no matter what you push, no matter what you say, these and I hate to say it this way, their religion says that you're an abomination.
Yeah.
At the very least, Christianity always has the view: hate the sin, not the sinner.
Yeah, true.
I'm pretty sure a Christian probably would look at a gay person and go, I don't like the fact that you're doing it, but I love you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep my judgment to myself and still deal with you. The Muslim, however, I believe I can fly.
The thing most people forget is the fact as well that Christianity, especially in the West, has went through an actual referendum, while Islam has not, because anyone who was pushing towards more being moderate that was still in the Middle East is dead.
Yeah.
They flew. They learned flying. They got free flying lessons. No, sadly, it's only one flight.
They didn't always get free flying lessons. Some of them just got stoned.
Or committed.
What a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of these religions on a macro level share a lot of
roots.
Well, yeah, they're all Abrahamic religions, so they all kind of share the same basic book. If you look at the Old Testament,
the Old
Torah,
Torah, but
they're all basically the same book.
Well, Christianity, the Old Testament is a revised Torah plus the New Testament.
Right.
And that's the whole thing.
That's New Testament separate. But if you're just looking at the original books from all the religions, they're all Abrahamic. They all have basically the same book.
They are the books of the Old Testament are actually
books from the Torah.
Jewish texts.
Yeah, the five books from the Jewish text. But then you have changes after that, like the you have the New Testament for Christians. You have the Hadiths for the Islamics. So things change as they go along. The only people that are really truest to their origins are the Jews.
Well, again, I have a Jewish friend, and we talk religion quite fairly. And he's told me like their books, they debate their books, and it has had its reforms, but mostly the rabbis or their Jewish the religious scholars, like try to stay as strict as possible when they interpreted stuff. And they got like umpteen billion books they got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've also got to figure that the Jews started with the same text as we've got for the Old Testament, and now they've got about 10, 15 times as much content because
Well,
it's more commentary on commentary of what was written.
actually, you're kind of off on that. Specific Jewish text was chosen to be included in the Bible. A lot of it was excluded because it didn't have anything to do with Christ or the tenets that Christ taught, and so it had no.
And some of it was the thing is that at the texts of the Old Testament were well recognized and accepted at the time of Christ. But I've read the Apocrypha, and there's a lot of stuff in there that just doesn't mesh with the rest. And by doesn't mesh with, I mean like including blatant contradictions, claimed authorship by somebody other than the actual author of the work, etc.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're talking about a different thing. Because that's not all Jewish text.
No, it's not all Jewish text, but there's a lot of stuff there that is just, and I don't have a comprehensive knowledge of all of the Jewish texts, but there's a lot of it that is, from what I do know, there's a lot that comes down to, in its own way, just commentary on adding layers onto what was already there.
Well, do we want to do a palate cleanser?
Before you do a palate cleanser, I just have to add this. Hearing Tears say that he has a Jewish friend is like me saying I have a black friend.
You do have a black friend.
Well, Tyr also
Blackish.
Tyr also has a Jewish friend. Hello.
Well, just out of curiosity, does Tyr Jewish friend have his number, or did he finally give him his name?
I have several Jewish friends, including Angela.
James Ira Colley.
His new name's Ira.
God damn it! I told you that was gonna happen.
What?
It only took 2 years.
What happened?
My very first girl was a Jewish girl, so I'm always going to have a soft spot in my heart for Jewish people. But even without that in place, I've argued many times on Twitter that of all the people that we deal with in faiths across the world, I really don't understand the problem between Christians and Jews. I think of all the faiths that are out there, that those two are the most compatible. Now, granted, we believe in Christ and they don't, but they believe in the existence of Christ.
Yeah.
They just don't believe that he's a prophet. They believe he's more of a prophet than a god. So I get that, but I don't get any anti-Semitism. I understand racism. I understand sexism. I understand ableism. All of those things I understand. I just don't get anti-Semitism, especially from Christians.
A lot of that stems from the whole fact of bringing the fact that, a lot of Jewish people, it's like if you actually look at it, Judas handing over Jesus and that whole thing does kind of show betrayal of Jews to Jesus.
It had to happen, though.
Yes, it had to happen.
It's so you can't hold them responsible for.
Hold on.
Go.
The other biggest part about that is there are far too many Jewish people that see any slight against them or anything against them as a slight against Jews entirely. And that's usually where the problem lies, is you have far too many people who happen to be Jewish, something goes against them that they see as a slight, and it's the same thing as a lot of black people. You're only doing this because I'm Jewish.
You're only doing this because I'm black.
But I'm not commenting on the Jewish people. I'm commenting on the Christian people. We should be friends with them, is what I'm trying to say.
And the ones that are having that problem are fucking retarded, probably.
By the way, if you're going to turn around and throw out the Judas thing. 1 out of 12 isn't.
Oh,
Isn't so bad.
Isn't really the best example.
yeah. I can understand a lot of isms out there, but I just
But
can't get my mind.
anti-Semitism is just really
I just can't get my mind around it. I just don't get. We are as close to best buddies as you could possibly be with being in two different religions.
Oh yeah, that is right. Terry did have the thing that for the longest time through biblical analysis as well, lending money wasn't considered a bad thing, but to Christians it was supposed to be without interest, while with Jewish people it was allowed to be with interest.
Yeah.
And
But
for
a
the
prohibition
longest
of usurious interest. So I mean, you can make money off of it, but you can't gouge the person.
time,
Well, at the same time, I'm interested when someone owes me money.
Oh, I'm always interested when someone knows me money. We want to play visual mouthwash, and then we're gonna play Rotten's video. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sophia?
Yeah?
Did you take my phone?
No.
Just that fucking laugh.
Yes.
so good.
All right, Rotten, I'm about to play yours.
All right, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
People, why are you so easily distracted? Me, let me explain.
That is too cute. I need you to send me that one, Rotten. That's gonna turn
That
around
was on
and...
Facebook.
Oh, sadness.
I mean, I could always bring up the one of here. Let me this real quick. Pause, because these are always just fun. Wait, that's the wrong thing. I know these have been on YouTube as well. Too.
Oh, this one.
Pointing the upward tugging of my lips because I can't get it to some interesting.
Oh, I love these two.
No. Eyes closed, the wind roaring like a wild animal. Just in my position I did, gripping him tighter. No, I have to do the laugh. My knuckles brushed one of his wings, smooth and cool like silk, and hard as stone with its stretched taut.
Fascinating. I blind reach again and dare to run a fingertip along some inner edge.
Reset shudder, a soft groan slipping past my ear.
Oh no.
That, he said tightly, is very sensible. His eyes stripped me bare.
What the hell is he reading?
Eyes stripped me bare.
No.
A Harlequin love novel.
By having someone touch his wings in the right spot.
His Kermit sucks.
Well,
He did everything else so well. His
Kermit's usually
sucks.
better, but it is a court of mist and fury, and it's
Wait.
erotica shit.
Wait a minute. Because you played that, Rodden, I have to read. I had to play Gilbert Godfrey reading the book. Gilbert Godfrey.
As the Affleck duck.
No, as him reading 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
What voice did he use?
His voice.
His
own.
voice. Okay.
His typical voice.
He was the voice of the Affleck duck.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
Yes,
that.
you are.
Yeah,
Share screen. Gilbert
Affleck.
Godfrey.
that was Gilbert Godfrey.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Audible.com presents 50 Shades of Grey, the erotic best-selling novel read by Gilbert Gottfried.
My inner goddess has stopped dancing and is staring too, open-mouthed and drooling slightly,
Hear it the way it was meant
Meant to be.
Keep still, he orders, and slowly he inserts his thumb inside me, rotating it around and around, stroking the front wall of my vagina. No fisting, you say? Anything else you object to? I agree to the fisting, but I'd really like to claim your ass.
Famed voice actor Gilbert Gottfried gives a reading that can only be described as sensual.
Holy fuck, is this wrong? But holy hell, is it erotic?
Let Christian Grey seduce you over and over again through the voice of Gilbert Gottfried.
But when he hits my clitoris, I cry out loudly. Oh, please, I groan. Quiet, he orders, not taking his eyes off mine. He scrunches my panties in his hand, holds them up to his nose, and inhales.
She looks concerned.
His hands reach around and touch my breasts, and my nipples pucker at his touch.
Holy shit, this is hot.
Oh no.
Well, since I played that one, I need to play this one.
Oh no.
No, you're not doing what I think you're doing.
Yes, I am. Go to hell, I'm doing it.
Oh no.
I'm doing it. Yes, here it goes.
Tell me it's not what I think it is.
It's what you think it is.
Yeah!
No.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet-ass pussy! Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass pussy! Give me everything you got for this wet-ass pussy! Beat it up, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard! Put this pussy right in your face! Swipe your nose like a credit card! Hop on top, I wanna ride! I do a kegel while it's inside! Spit in my mouth! Look in my eyes! This pussy is wet! Come take a dive! Tie me up like I'm surprised! Let's role play! I'll wear a disguise! I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in its little garage! Make it cream! Make it scream! Out in public, make a scene! I don't cook! I don't clean! But let me tell you how I got this ring!
Shapiro did it better.
Yes,
I
Shapiro
have
did
to-
do it better.
Yes, Shapiro did it much better. I have to say that Shapiro and Gilbert Gottfried, aside from those, which I've now heard this song 3 times all the way through, are the only versions that I
like.
And it's even that is that's a strong term.
I'm surprised YouTube allows you to play that.
Mm-hmm. It's the words over, even if the sounds in the background, the audio it won't register because it's Gilbert Gottfried's voice. The last couple times I played it, it did nothing. But it was kind of funny because YouTube flagged Kyivedam's voice when she sung her version of Mr. Blue Skies.
She has a very professional voice. She can make money off that voice.
God, I don't know why she's still fucking here, working where she works. I will never understand that.
Have you heard the Shapiro Tom McDonald collaboration?
Yes.
Have you heard that?
Yes,
What did you think of that? I did too.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Notorious J.I.E. God, I won that casting contest with that line.
It's funny. I went to school with a kid we were friends, but he looked like Gilbert Godfrey in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know that voice that Gilbert Godfrey uses is a put on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's not his real voice.
Yeah, he doesn't talk like that in real life.
Louis Anderson had that expectation to his voice, like that the nasally quality. He didn't use that when he talks regularly. When you see him in interviews, like just being himself, he doesn't use the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frost, I like that Ben got on the rap charts just to troll people.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that they played the lyrics into that too. Like, I'm just doing this for fun and I'll be better than you kind of thing.
It did get to number one, that's for sure.
Yeah, it did.
It did, yeah.
Here you go, Tier. Here's a video to go from all of that.
All right.
I'm kind of devastated a little bit too, man. I just had a partner that just died. Yeah. He was
no.
That was the shortest funeral service I ever been to.
Oh.
Like 8 minutes long. If me and you die, we got like 6 to 8 pallbearers. The casket was so small, he only had 1 pallbearer. They carried just like a bag of groceries.
Wow.
You know how they come and view the body? They just pass this around to each other. Look at Tutu. Go ahead. Pass him back. Pass Tutu back. He wanted to be cremated. They put that in the air fryer.
Oh my god.
Y'all going to hell for laughing at that shit.
Not what you were expecting now, was it?
Not what I was expecting. You were right.
Carried his ass for groceries.
All right.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Do I want to? No. Do I want to bring down the mood? No. Nope. I won't bring down the mood. I'll read the asshole story.
Oh.
What? You want me to bring down the mood? I can do that. I can. I have articles that need to be read. That's filling up my backlog.
Oh, they can stay in your backlog.
Ain't nothing gonna break my
His
stride.
backlog.
No, I said backlog, not blacklog.
No, I said backlog. Think about the implications of that one.
A turd?
Is that what they're calling it now?
Nope.
Terrible, Rod.
Actually, they get double the price because they're a specialty item.
Really?
How did you say?
Oh, they got to make sure they don't sell themselves short.
Oh man, tater thoughts.
I hate you all.
That's okay. I hate me too.
Don't worry, yeah, I'm in that category as well.
Hence, I'm here.
Tia is sticking to what we're now. Let's see. Again. We're going to do it. All right. Let me read the first one I come across. Am I asked? Nope. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my mom to shut up because she told me that Tiana is not a real princess?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll put it. Copy. I'll paste it in chat for everybody that wants to read along or read ahead or whatever you want to do.
And you're not picking yourself up off the floor.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my mom to shut up because she told me that Tiana is not a real princess? FYI for everyone, I'm on the autistic spectrum and my main fixation is Disney Pixar fan theories, and Disney princesses, and my mom don't believe in this even after I got diagnosed. Tonight, during dinner, I explained to my dad why I don't really like live action remakes of some animated movies.
Because they're trash.
They are. While talking about the mention of Princess Tiana, my favorite, and my mom, who was not participating in the conversation, sadly told me that she wasn't a princess. Well, technically she isn't. To be a princess, she had to be royalty.
She married a prince. She is royalty.
Oh, well, I've never seen Princess and the Frog.
The only person who is referred to as a Disney princess that is not actually a princess is Mulan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mulan. Yeah.
But you could kind of say Elsa because Elsa's technically not a princess; she's his queen.
I honestly don't think she was referred to as a princess.
Well, when it comes to Elsa, you just got to let it go.
Anna's the princess. In that
it is not the first time she made a comment along those lines, and I've always explained to her that to be considered a princess, the character doesn't have to be a princess by birth. So this time, I just told her that Tiana married Prince Naveen without thinking much of it. She took my response as confirmation of what she thought and answered stingingly with, indeed, not a real princess. My dad jokingly asked if she was like Kate, and my mom doubled down with worse because she was poor. Kate wasn't. I'm not understanding
that doesn't matter.
Mom's reaching a bit here.
Mom's just being.
Mom's kind of being bitchy.
I think Mom being a bitch. Like, real princess. I don't understand why my mom felt the need to point out this fact that I didn't think was relevant. So I told her that she was a real princess even before she married, because the definition of a Disney princess, and that was no way around that. She told me that she didn't think so, and in her opinion, she's not a princess, and I can't change that because she is free to think whatever she prefers. I didn't.
Mom's as opinionated as you are.
Yeah.
I mean, she's wrong, but she's as opinionated as you are.
Yeah, she has the right to be wrong.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got
Maybe
one?
she's autistic too.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. As you probably came by it honestly here.
I'm wondering though if it's actually like the mom's autistic as well, as unless the mom's been diagnosed as a royal bitch.
Well, I have a question. How old is this guy?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
This is a guy.
I don't think it's a guy either. It doesn't say.
It didn't say how many feet or meters they were.
Nope, it didn't say feet or meters. Problem, opinion. All right.
That's weird because usually these things start off with me, 25 male, was talking to my mom, 47 female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that they don't have that.
I would like to know how old this individual is, because that's an important fact in this.
Well, if it's a kid, they shouldn't be posting on this, first off.
Well, if they're a kid, you can cut them some slack, But if they're 18 or older,
if they're a kid and they're telling their mom to shut up, then the mom's an asshole because this kid is not picking herself up off the floor.
Yeah. Let me see.
But that's a different thing altogether.
Yep, because nothing's right. I am torn. So I'm all out of faith.
I'll say the Nala from the Lion King was a real. I'm not even gonna go to the Lion King because Technically, that's a lot of incest.
Yeah,
Sounds to me like
especially when you can. Go ahead.
It sounds to me like the mother is more interested in being right than being fair.
That's how the lions do.
All right, let me.
This one's for Tyr.
Yeah, that's rather true. But I'm not in. I don't pat people down anymore. I'm in the basement. I check your bags. I haven't touched a person in years, and thank God.
Saddest thing I've ever heard.
Tells me a lot about Tyr's love life.
Yeah, seeing that.
Wow.
Well, and that whole thing. Hold on, it's like he's not touching people. Instead, he's just getting to feel their dildos.
Wow. Angela come out of nowhere with the knife to the back and Rotten from the front. Bravo.
What, think I'm gonna sucker punch you?
Well, I wasn't
I'm
trying
at
to
least
knife
like
you.
hey Tyr and then hit you.
Hey, Tyr. What? Ow.
I got more respect for you than that. I want you to make sure you're gonna see it coming.
Out. Walk right into that one.
Wow.
All right, let me finish this up and then we can go on to the next one. I didn't understand why my mom felt the need to point out this fact that I didn't think was relevant. So I told her that move on. I didn't see the problem with this, so I just asked her to keep her opinions on Tiana to herself. Mind you, it is not the first time she made that comment. Every time I talked about her, she'd bring it out. She didn't understand why I would ask her that, so she just kept stating that. I finally lost it and told her to shut up, leave her opinions in her own head, and make comments relevant to the discussion instead of randomly hating on a movie character. I also called her obtuse because this does not sound like an autistic person to me, because she never seems to change her mind or accept the fact what she is stating is hurting me. I know it sounds silly, but I really do enjoy Disney films, but she thinks they're for children, and I'm too old to be interested in them so much. She's okay, well, we at least know she's past the age of majority, or maybe close to it, because she's too old for Disney films. She screamed at me, telling me that I couldn't wipe my butt with her opinion. That I could wipe my butt with her opinion because she didn't care if I agree, but I can't tell her what she can do, what she can and cannot say. I agree with her and restate that she is entitled to her own opinion, but also told her that she didn't really need to express it every chance she gets, especially because it upsets me. She stormed away screaming that I can't make her shut up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. This now sounds like it's supposed to be a lesson learning thing to where perhaps the child in this instance
is the mom.
The exact same thing. And now they have reversed roles.
This sounds like mom picks fights with the kid.
It does. It sounds exactly like that. Mom's a bitch.
But you still shouldn't tell your mother to shut up. I mean,
she doesn't seem like a good parent to me.
All right,
she's not. But there are other ways to deal with it than blatant disrespect.
She's not disciplining her child. She's not demanding respect for herself. It just sounds like a bad parent.
Well, she's not, and from what I'm seeing, instead of just being like, oh, not demanding respect for herself, she's not even respecting herself in general.
Yeah, she's like a petulant child. And then blaming her child, who is at least the word child pertains here.
If this child grew up in the South, I guarantee you that story would have started with, I told my mother to shut up, and then I woke up out of the coma 6 weeks later.
That's
I
pretty
told-
much what I was saying.
I like
So
Mr.
I
Pattis'
told-
version of
but-
that, to where, he tried to fight his dad, and he tried to say, "Come on, me and you, old man," except for he only got old. And he woke up on an EKG machine beeping. Dad standing over him, holding a beer. Mitch, you're not gonna do it again now, are you? You're gonna talk like a man, you better learn to fight like one.
So I called my mom a bitch once. And I was behind. I was much older. I was like maybe I'll say about 25, 24 around that time frame. I didn't go home for a month. I stayed at my girlfriend's house.
Here, I'm not suicidal.
I wasn't.
I'm not suicidal.
I was gonna say, to this day, I have not called my mother a bitch. I like living.
I like living too.
I have.
The only time I have legitimately cussed at my mother was when I found out my grandfather on my dad's side died. And it wasn't cussing at her because of the announcement or anything, but it was the way she delivered it. She delivered it piss poorly, that it sounded like there may have been not natural causes.
Ah.
And I'm like, great. I'm about to go AWOL because I'm going to find a motherfucker and put him in the grave. And it's like, yeah, so it's like, he died at the hospital. It's like, fucking lead with that, Mom. Like, I'm sitting here plotting, like, all right, this is how someone's going to die. This is going to be my cover story. Oh, yeah, it was all natural causes and everything. You need to lead with that.
You about to get somebody killed, Mom.
I can't be having these thoughts. Like, I love you, but Jesus Christ, like, next time, lead with that.
Mom, I was about to ride shotgun and I was about to roll up. But this person, this
no,
very that's not good. I get that your mom can be insulting, but if you're under her roof, from what it sounds like, you need to just take it.
It sounds like it's a both of them problem in that whole thing. And one of the things where the dad probably should have been like, "Hun, you're being a bit of a bitch," or I shouldn't say a bit of a bitch, but like, you're being a bit of an ass. And that whole thing. And if the daughter is on the spectrum, or daughter or son, whatever it is on the spectrum, being like, "Hey, that still is your mother. Let's change the subject because this isn't getting anywhere with you guys."
Yeah, this isn't making people happy.
Basically, it was two people that want to be headstrong in conflict at each other, and someone who was just like, "I'm gonna go put my head into a wall and tilt a bottle."
I'm gonna pretend that neither one of you exists because you're both stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of look at it like this,
Who's got the sirens coming after him?
It's me.
Oh, damn it, Tier. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, you get told you're not black because you didn't vote for Biden, and now all of a sudden, did you commit insurance fraud? Like, did you
Not this weekend. I've done nothing. I've been good all weekend. I think.
Sure you have.
The weekend just started.
Look, obviously, he's been here for almost an hour and a half, so we can at least vouch for that.
See, exactly. Thank you, Rodden. You're my alibi.
Well, 1 hour and 28 minutes.
I said about an hour and a half.
Rodden, you're my alibi. So
it's enough to round it up. Will.
Yeah, I know the math on that. I'm just occasionally pedantic.
Remember, you guys are my alibi. Y'all know exactly where I was.
I don't know shit.
I knew you were online. Where you are is another whole story. Like, we know you're in Baltimore. Supposedly.
Supposedly. Allegedly.
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 On that one, God, I said I figured a way to find a thing down that into it to have you all fill again. Allegedly.
Wow.
Say his name.
Thank you, Frosted. See, proactive. Somebody cares.
No,
His
don't
name is
spell
Robert
well.
Paulson.
He cares.
Just trying to say Aaron Aaron earned and iron earn.
He cares about the
I love
bottom
how
line.
you
Those
lean into
shirts
that.
sell well.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Okay.
Bitch tits.
What?
All right, bitch tits. That's what that was.
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Oh.
That was his
Bring
nickname.
back I be banging.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
With everything you have, let's all join hands and bring back I'll be banging.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Let's find it. I want to change my parameters. I have everyone sucks, but I'm gonna do assholes. All right.
Everyone sucks, but you're going to do assholes. More insight to Tears.
Love life.
version of people.
Well, I mean, you kind of filled us in on that a while back. So.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Am I the asshole for mansplaining to my sister about a movie? Am I an asshole for saying one of the Doctors Who specials was too hard? No, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
What?
If he says mansplaining in his argument, first off, he's a beta cuck and his opinion doesn't matter. He's the asshole in the list.
All right. Okay. Am I the asshole for mansplaining to my sister about a movie?
Yes.
This just happened, so I'm kind of reeling and still upset about it. For context, whenever I call my family, I literally say I have a rant for you. James, did you write this?
No, I think 6 did.
All right. Or whatever along those lines, to the point where my family goes, what do you got for me this time? So I called my sister today to say, so I'm watching a movie trailer by M. Night Shyamalan called Trapped. And it explained the entire plot of the movie, and I think it's bad. Hey you, are the engineering, IT, whatever your major is, I'm not going to sit here and let you mansplain about a movie to me when I took classes on it, since movies need to explain 70% of the movie before people even consider watching it. Context. My sister is a journalist. Oh God, she's the asshole. Is a journalist major. God damn it. Let me put it in chat so people can read along. My bad. Yo, Hellcat.
I say if you're reading as written, I'm not sure I want to read along. This is cool.
Is a journalist major. I don't know journalism. Journalists took classes on movies. Maybe I should have known, but I generally, on God, didn't. So I said, I'm not mansplaining when I literally had this exact conversation with my dad, with my brother, with my male friends, point for point, bar for bar. I had this conversation with multiple men and have had this rant with multiple women already. My friends know me as a ranter. If you had this conversation, why are you going to other... It's mansplaining because you assume you know more than me, and I took classes... Okay, she's a bitch. On this, she says. And I say, wait, am I mansplaining as a joke? I didn't think I know more than you. and would have had this exact conversation if you were a man in journalism, since I don't know journalists specifically took classes on movies. I will say, I didn't exactly say this. This I will admit, it was a dissent, but a bit ruder.
Disclaimer. I'm not a journalism major or a journalism minor, but I somehow really don't think that journalism students study film and have classes on it. My money's on he took a film appreciation class for an easy credit.
My money's on he still explained the movie to her because he didn't think she saw the trailer. And it doesn't fucking matter if you have a journalism degree. It's not mansplaining. There's no fucking such thing as mansplaining. It's a made up word.
I don't really understand mansplaining, but it sounds like some of this soy beta cock bullshit.
It's feminist gobbledygook for when a man explains something to a woman that he doesn't think she knows. And instead of going, hey, I know about that, she goes, he's mansplaining. Like a decent person.
That's pretty close to the definition. Really, it's men taking a leadership role in a situation that they don't necessarily need to. Is really what it comes down to. At least that's what a feminist will tell you.
This sounds like a bitch that thinks she's too educated on movies to hear what a dude has to say about it.
Rotten, what's the line? I don't watch movies. I watch films.
God, I hate those pretentious assholes.
Film and movie are interchangeable. I use them both.
No. It's so you got those hoity-toity people who go, I don't watch movies. I watch films.
Yeah, I've dealt with too many people. It's like that. Like the first person I can remember dealing it with was back when I used to work at Sam's Club, and this was when, I think it was Blade Trinity came out. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we're going to watch because it's Wesley Snipes kicking people's asses and whatnot. And hell, it's got Ryan Reynolds in it. Plus, is that Jessica Biel?
Yes.
That whole thing. I was like, oh man, you gonna go see that? He goes, I don't watch movies. I watch films. And I'm like,
disturb me.
You're a pretentious asshole.
Yes.
Got it. But it's insulting to think just because you took a single class. It's like me taking Psych 101 and now I'm a psychologist.
Yeah, especially since it sounds like this chick isn't an actual film major.
Well, no, I'm sure she just took an easy credit in film appreciation.
They're technically. I took my first year in college, I took a film 101 class, and there technically is a difference between the two words. And you might say they're hoity-toity or whatever. I understand the implication along that lines, but a review of film is more based on theatrical or technical respect of the media that you're seeing, as opposed to movies, which is basically entertainment. Mm-hmm. So you're coming at the same thing from two different places. But just because someone can appreciate a film for its artistic representation, the other person just wants popcorn, that doesn't necessarily make the person who sees it as a film hoity-toity. It's really how they present themselves when they talk about it. That's where you see the attitude, and it turns you off because they use it as a way to slap you across the face. That's where it becomes a problem. But just looking at the two words, they do have different meanings, and they're both valid.
All right, Hammer, I'm sorry I had to make the joke. They have films in the 1800s?
I don't know when the first film came out.
Yes, they did. They've been at least around since 1899.
The first film was a woman dancing in vaudeville or something like that. I think I remember going back that far.
Vroom, right over here.
Probably entertainment.
No, Tier, we're
So-
deliberately not taking the the hammer is old.
So what you're saying
At
is
least
you don't watch
1895.
porn. You watch a love story with vigorous passion.
What the hell?
Obviously,
James.
there's differences in content. So
Mhm.
No,
1888.
thank you.
And it was a horse.
The horse running.
The horse in motion or Arrival of a Train. They were both the same movie.
that was
Rotten.
the first moving image, but was that the first film?
Yes.
Okay.
Rotten. Remember in Nope, the image of the moving horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the first movies we seen at least a rendition of it in the movie Nope.
There's also in a house on Haunted Hill.
It was.
Who? What? Oh, that movie. Never mind.
Yeah, the running horse.
Mhm.
It was probably part of the Ring video too. So.
Well, it's old enough. It better be in the public domain.
Yeah, it's ancient. Like public is 50 years plus the life of the owner of the intellectual property plus 50 years.
Johnny says YouTube is disallowing him talking about Fire Stick.
It is? It
Talking
shouldn't.
about.
I don't know why I would do that. I don't have any restrictions or anything.
YouTube's doing a YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube being a YouTube, man. I don't restrict anything on this channel.
I did a quick look up on Google, and I found several responses that all seem to agree. The Roundhay Garden scene from 1888 is the earliest surviving film known today as was captured by Louis de Prince and briefly depicted members of his family in motion. It's 2.11 seconds long.
Okay. Yeah.
We had photographs since I want to say earlier than that.
Well, yeah.
I think the first official camera was what? Early 1800s?
If you take a book and you scribble in a corner successive images and then flip the papers, is that considered a movie?
No, it's animation.
What were you saying?
If you take a book, if you take a book and a blank book with just blank paper in it, and you draw on every page successive images of something and then flip through them, it gives you the appearance of motion. Would that be called?
That is not a movie. That is more along. What was that called? Like an audio
animation? Okay.
Well, what it would be, because have you seen stop motion?
Oh yeah.
Like literally all stop motion is taking pictures, still
Successive
pictures.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's the
Them
difference?
together.
Yeah. So what's the difference between a flip book and a stop motion film?
Number of frames, clarity.
Even the number of frames could be the exact same.
One is one is sketches, one is snapshots.
Well, there's differences. There's no doubt, but
the concept should be the same though. If you think about it, again, all I'm doing is taking pictures.
It's animation rather than a movie. It's because of the media that it is.
Even digital can be broken down into what Tier's talking about, because you could take a movie that's a MKV or MP4 or something, whatever format you wanted, and take out individual pictures and make them JPEG images. So it's still possible, but I don't know. I don't know how you would distinguish this. It's kind of like It's hard to separate one from the other. If you think about the actual process of it, the stop motion is take a picture, move it, take another picture, move it, take another picture, and it takes time to do that. But basically, if you had something that could move on its own and you filmed it, that's basically taking successive snapshots, right? It's the same thing. So there's a weird, how do you distinguish one from the other except for how the results look? Even the best stop motion is obvious that it's stop motion.
And I think that the more the technology advances, the less distinguishable they are.
Angela, the old cartoons were all hand drawn, frame by frame. It's the same concept.
But then they
Well,
were
that's animation.
recorded onto film.
But the example that Hammer, go ahead.
It still wouldn't be a movie because it is not on film projected onto a screen. It is the beginning of animation, but it would be the same as a Nickelodeon, not
The medium is different.
exactly.
I would argue that just because the medium is different doesn't stop it from being a movie per se. It's not like it is successive pictures being flipped rapidly to create the illusion of motion.
That's a general. According to the dictionary, a story or event recorded by a camera as a set of moving images and shown in a theater, on a television, or other visual media. That's what a movie is. So they specifically says recorded by a camera and a
Now,
set
if
of moving
he turned
images.
around and took the book that you're talking about and recorded the pictures changing,
Yeah.
then what he recorded and played later, that would be a movie.
I guess.
If you play the flip book for a camera and play back the video.
Okay.
So I guess in a book it's an animation, but if you record it with a camera, page by page by page, and showed it on a screen, it would be a movie. That's weird. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but
No, because the definition he read suggested that it has to be. I mean, it's not a still camera that's recording; it's actually recording the motion with the camera. So it wouldn't be a, hey, I took pictures of all my flipbook pages, threw them into Movie Maker, and played them at 25 or 29 or 30 or 60 frames per second. It'd be, hey, I ran my flipbook in front of my phone camera and then replayed the video from actually flipping the flipbook for the camera.
So the only difference between a flipbook animation and a stop frame animation is the fact, or a movie is it's in front of a camera, but it's still the same premise, if you will. A rudimentary flipbook would still be a rudimentary movie. It's just not in front of a camera.
Yeah, it causes the same results, but on a different medium. Yeah.
If this was drawn in front, if this was done on like ancient parchment paper in the Gutenberg Bible, it would be like the first. It would still be called the first animation.
Actually, they call it board priest.
It would be called the first animation. It would not be called the first movie.
Right.
Yeah,
and what you end up with is you get the same outcome overall. You get a entertainment that is moving pictures commonly today and for quite a while with sound and everything. But it's getting there by opposite means. One is using a camera to capture the motion as it's happening. The other is taking a series of successive stills and playing those to mimic the motion.
Keith wanted me to play, or wants me to play like a short film, and we can play a few minutes of it. Let's see, Around the World in 80 Days. 1816, let's see.
There's Little Nemo, 19 11?
Today I have colorized.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
wow.
a remaster. Sorry.
Footage from all around the world in 1896. This footage was originally filmed by the Lumiere brothers, and it is an important part of the history of cinema. Sit back, hit the
God
like
damn it.
button, and enjoy.
This was modified in Premiere.
Yeah.
They used Premiere AI, the new Premiere AI. They used that for this. You can see it.
It did?
Yep, I can see it.
Well, he did say that he modified it into color, so.
But
So
we've
he
come a long
basically
way.
he let the computer decide what the color should be and let it modify accordingly.
And smoothed out the
If you look at
So
the beginning where
images.
it showed a picture of the two guys, you notice how it filled out information to the left and right of them that wasn't originally in the picture? That's the regenerative AI function inside Premiere to do that.
Like, we've come a long way.
It's amazing that they took that footage and made it look so good. The talented guys behind this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, just
You see the
I mean,
glitches?
not even a bit of flicker to this.
Oop, there's another glitch. Yep.
yeah, that was a glitch. I see it.
If there's not enough information between successive frames, you'll get that glitch. That's normal.
That's pretty.
It is. Like, as a species, looking at this stuff, we've come a long way.
We always see old movies like this that are so poorly done that it's hard to relate to them, but this makes them seem like this happened yesterday.
Yeah. Like, this is a movie set, you know.
Yeah, it looks so contemporarily photographed.
Like a period piece.
Yeah, like a movie that made a period piece. It just seems so smooth, color correct, and everything like that. It's really, really amazing.
It can be a period piece. I see men in it.
Ha!
Shut up.
That's fascinating.
You know, yeah. I look at this and I think how far we've come. Again, I keep saying this. I think of this and I like how far we've come as a species. You know, back then, this was the height of technology.
How far we've come as. You look at video cameras and think of how far we've come in this.
No, I'm talking about this piece here. Like this, what
Every
we're
cell
watching
phone's
here.
got a better video camera than they had back then.
No, I'm saying, looking at this here, looking at this movie, this YouTube video, and I think how far as a species we've come. Like again, the camera taking this video would have been the height of technology. Like it would have seemed like magic. You know? But we have it now where everybody has a cell phone, a camera in their back pocket. You know? We take video of the most mundane of things where they only take video of like important events or something epic.
Well, then, if you really break it down, we are not very much different. But
not the people. The technology, though. Back
Yeah,
then
well,
it was
the technology.
You know, back then it was 10 frames per second, 140p. Now we're at 4K, 2160p. You know, the technology is just now we're seeing 8K monitors coming out.
Like we can see the crease and crevice of every pore on a human body. We can zoom in so far. We could see the microbes on your skin in video.
Yes, and when you think about it, 40 years ago, just 40 years ago, we didn't have that.
Yeah. This was state of the art back when this was taken.
Yeah.
You have a camera, a real camera, and it records things. Yeah.
Yeah, like a camcorder. Remember when camcorders were big?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know. Exactly. Camcorders were the height of technology. Oh wow, you got a camcorder? You can record everything you see. Now, again, it's a mundane occurrence. To say you have a camera on your phone is like, okay, and I have one too.
Allegedly. Yeah.
You know?
But even, technically, we've all got personal computers that rival anything that was created.
Oh yeah.
30 years ago.
We have a movie studio on our desktop now.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm talking to you, Hammer. You're in Pennsylvania. James is in Texas. Will and Rodney are in Michigan, and Angela's in Cali. Like, to have this conversation in real time and be recorded in such clarity would have been magic back then.
It's even better for the Wednesday show because my co-hosts are in Australia and Canada. They're not even in the same country, let alone all
same
the
time
States.
zones. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, the charges that would have been incurred, because that had been considered long distance.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
That would have been international long distance.
Yeah. Again,
allegedly.
Again, this stuff would have been magic compared to what they got.
Yeah, you ask a millennial what a long distance telephone call is,
and they don't know.
Exactly.
Yes, they do, you idiots. Here, you and I are millennials, dumbass.
I refuse to accept the fact that I'm a millennial. Damn it.
See, growing up, basically, long distance was everywhere but the two neighboring towns, and I mean everywhere. The county seat was long distance.
It's like every time I hear something like millennials don't know this, it's like, hey, come on.
What sort of backwards fucking pageantry is that?
And look at the guy. Let me replay that. I just like the guy. People would photobomb and stuff even back then.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
See, look.
The mamushka.
And you see this guy right here, him in the back. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is this?
God damn, they clam baked the ship.
Yeah, they're hotboxing the ship.
I wonder if that's the Cleveland steamer.
No, it's in Barcelona, so it can't be the Cleveland steamer.
Oh, okay.
Look, people trying to be in the shot.
Yes, Frost points out there's only 66 years between the Wright brothers' first flight and the landing on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we've come so far, again, as a species.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter.
And if you had, the day before the Wright brothers' flight, if you had told somebody, in less than a century, men are going to walk on the moon, that would have been...
They'd have laughed at you. They'd laughed at you. Again, we went from we went from flying being a novelty, or flying being a niche thing. It's a pipe dream to people take flights everywhere every day. Like it's a novelty thing now. It's like cars. Cars back then was only rich people had cars. Now everyone can have a car, or most people have cars.
If we're gonna go about that one, you have to go about it the right way. Back then, a lot of people had horses, and only rich people had cars. Now, almost everyone has cars, and only rich people have horses.
Yes.
How the turns have tabled.
That's a record player.
Hey, one of the first buses. It's the chariot races? Oh no, those are fire trucks.
Yeah, they're going to run a wagon on Tyr's mom.
Ooh, she's not born yet.
Fine, your great-great-grandmother.
My great-great-great-great-grandmammy was a saint.
Sure.
He only said 2 grades, not that.
Not that far back.
Not that far back. Oh, that's
what he's saying.
It might have been Frost's great-great-grandmother.
Well, that's what he's saying. It says great-great-great-grandmother was a saint, but her daughter was a whore.
Ooh.
Wow.
Set me up for the layup. Set me up for the layup. How can I not take it?
Wow.
Very carefully.
Rotten with the knife just comes out of nowhere in the front.
At the moment, YouTube does not pay for the content on my channel.
Oh, Lord.
If you like videos like this, please consider joining my Patreon to support my work.
I might have to. I'm gonna sub to this.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't pay for the content on my channel either.
YouTube doesn't pay for shit anymore, really, for most people. Like they still owe like $4,000 in total.
Yeah, no, they're playing some game.
Looks like bocce.
Yeah, that's that one game I want to see you can play in the third Assassin's Creed game. I don't fucking get it, but it annoys the shit out of me.
Say, for Nicholas tier, so you're saying she was high priced?
Ha! She was a rather high price.
Hey, she
no,
was
your head. That's a dollar.
My bad.
To use South Park, she was classy, except for the Y. Then it comes down, looks like a dick, and is going into the A like it's fucking in the ass.
She's classy up the assy.
Exactly.
I remember sack races. Baby, I want to go back. Look at the guy over here. He's not even happy. He's just walking.
You got one guy, one leg in it.
Yeah.
That's because he had polio. I'm an ass. I'm sorry.
Again, this stuff. I love the stuff like this. I love documentaries and I love pictures and old movies. It's like looking at a time capsule. Like I love noir.
Man, I didn't know you were a freaking war hawk. I didn't think you loved the war.
I said noir.
New war? What about the old wars? They're good too.
Old wars are great, but I love noir.
You can't have your new war until you finish
Newark?
your old
Nobody
war.
likes Newark.
I said noir. Film noir, detective noir.
Well, this is way too bright for that.
It is. I love old detective. I love old detective movies. Sam Spade and the Maltese Falcon.
Maltese Falcon,
Casablanca.
Well, that's not.
Play it again, Sam.
But that's not a line in the movie.
It isn't? Oh, must be. I must be having a Mandela effect.
Nope, that's
Yeah,
not a line in the movie.
that is a Mandela.
I thought that
Play
was
it,
a little
Sam.
guitar. Wait, that's the
Play it
mandolin.
for old time's sake.
Man, they must be working on the railroad.
I've been working on the railroad.
All the live long days.
Back when the Sphinx still had somewhat of a nose.
Back when Michael Jackson still had his original nose? Wow. But that, oh man, I may have to check this this channel out more tomorrow or tonight.
Well, I think this movie's kind of racist.
A lot of darkies, yeah.
Well, no, it's mainly because they colorize things.
Is that the Hagia Sophia? It's in Istanbul.
Are you sure it's not Constantinople?
It could be. A long time gone.
Well, it's been almost 2 hours. Should we start wrapping things up?
Wait, we're about to see a samurai fight or samurai practice.
Kendo.
Yep.
Back
What was
before
that,
they wore
Grandpa?
helmets for it.
Whip his ass, Gramps.
Chocolate Rusty.
You know,
Wow,
I
the
saw
first
a thing-
advertisements.
You talk about something old, have an appreciation for older things, Tier. You've seen the movie Hacksaw Ridge?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, Desmond Dawes.
Great movie.
Yeah, he was a medic that refused to carry a gun in World War II.
He's,
And Hacksaw Ridge
conscious
is about
protester or
his
something,
story.
right?
Thank you so much for watching.
Isn't that the term for that?
If you
Conscious
like this
protester or
video,
something like that?
please
Conscientious objector.
Conscientious objector.
Yes.
Well, if he was also a medic, he saw that it wasn't his job to kill. It was his, or to fight against it. It was him just trying to keep
I'm sorry, Frosted.
He would be technically a non-combative.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Frosted. I'll read it next show.
But the whole point of that is the unit that he was a part of was an experimental unit. The 77th, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was all full of old men. These were not the younger groups of Marines and enlisted.
No.
These were old men that, the old saying, be careful of an old man because that might be the one that you fuck around and he whips your ass.
Be ready for a quiet man.
Bro, back in those days, if you saw a guy that looked like an accountant and had a 1,000-yard stare, that was most likely the guy that was going to kill you. Like, you look at some of the most heavily decorated for, like, just straight up stacking fucking bodies. The guys look like fucking accountants wearing BCGs.
God damn.
And they're the motherfuckers who are brutal. Like, they're gonna fuck a person up.
Man.
But yeah, that was an experimental unit in World War II. Seasoned men that had experience in other things.
And that much else to lose.
Do you know, really quickly, do you know the concept of what is called the Triaria? Do y'all know what that concept is or where that's from?
No.
Never heard of it.
So in the Roman Legion, the Triarii were the most experienced warriors, the older ones, and if it got down to them, it would say. So it came to the Triarii, which were usually the ones that would win. It got so bad that the Triarii, they didn't see combat as often, so they got pissy and said, like, if we're not fighting, we're going to do something. We're going to wreck shop. So you either let us fight or we're going to fuck you up. So they would let them fight. And they were the older ones, the ones that are more seasoned, basically the elders of the most decorated of the centurions in the Roman army. And when they were sent in, you got shit done.
Yeah, they were there to fuck shit up.
Yeah, and they were always the older ones, the ones who've been in combat more often.
Yeah, they were the ones there to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and they were all out of bubblegum.
Literally, that's what, and the saying goes. So it's down to the Triarii. That means like, oh well, we're gonna win, but it's down to our best warriors. You know?
So basically, the Romans' version of the Marines.
Yeah, they are a regiment of SEAL Team 6.
Bro, depending on which
Gloves
part of
come
it
off.
is, it's not necessarily the Marines that are automatically the best.
Well, it's just a comparison of who, you know, when you really want something done, who do you send in?
Like, I wish I had the video
Ghostbusters.
on Facebook for that I still have posted at some point. The one where it talks about the TAC P guys. 'Cause it's like 2 minutes and it's just straight up of like amazingness.
All right, it's 2 hours in, and I need to get some sleep because I got work in the AM. Angela, will you be on? Oh no, Quippers was yesterday, so I'm not even gonna say ask you if you were gonna be on Quippers because you won't be because it didn't happen.
No, I was not on Quippers earlier.
No, because he had it this Saturday and last Saturday, and it's thrown me off slightly.
I think next weekend it's going to be at its regular time.
Yeah, it's gonna be back. It's gonna be back on time. You know, it's regular time.
Back.
Possibly. Maybe.
Angela is on the Monday show with Mr. Adam. She's also on Rotten's movie review channel or movie reviews and his Talking Into the Void. Andrew, do you do anything else that I don't know about?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Hammer is on host the Wednesday show with Tari Diamantis and Jen T. Maxey.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Rotten, what movie are we watching tonight?
I thought tonight is
Talking Into the Void.
Tonight's a Talking to the Void?
Yes.
Wait, no, Art, isn't it?
I guess what last week was Talking Into the Void.
Yeah, last week was Talking Into the Void. I'm pretty sure it's the Family Man tonight.
Yeah, it was. So it's a Family Man.
Okay, we're watching the Family Man.
That's a good one.
Nicolas
Fucking
Cage?
Yes.
Yeah. Will It Forge next week is doing. What game are you playing next week?
Well, the plan, since we just finished last weekend, we just finished The Evil Within, and the next up on my schedule is Stray.
A cat playing a cat game. Oh lordy. Did I tell you my theory about that game?
Also?
Don't
forget, Will It Forge is also on Twitch with Moonshock.
Yes,
on Wednesdays.
On Wednesday nights, he's on with Moonshock, Sun Buddha, and two other people. I'm sorry if I don't remember their names.
Serenity 13 and
But are they
I believe
playing?
it's functional.
Are they playing games as good
No,
as Super
Uni.
Seducer?
But are they playing games against a Super Seducer? You're right.
No.
Um,
Yeah, thanks, Jared. The game I'm playing, Super Seducer 1, 2, or 3. I have no intention on streaming any of those. I don't have them.
He plays those in private.
James Colley does Quippers United. He does this. He does this stream. He does the Rotten movie reviews, and the Talking in the Void. Anything else you plan to do, or you do, James?
well, everything's up in the air right now.
Mm-hmm.
Until I get things sorted out.
Okay. Thursday night at 6 p.m. Me and Mitch will play some Star Trek Online. We usually talk about Trekkie shit or pop culture or random stupidity that crosses our mind. It's a fun time for all. Hammer, you are most definitely welcome to join us.
Thank you.
It's about 6 o'clock, so I don't think it should interfere with any of the Minions things that you watch or any other things. I could be wrong. We usually go till about 8, maybe a little longer, depending on how deep in depth we get. Other than that, I'm trying to stream Crusader King 3 with the After the End mod. I'm determined to get that goddamn mod to work. Next week we will have on Genty Maxi, so everybody look forward to that.
My girl.
Mm-hmm. So I will officially have had the entire Wednesday show on. I have the Monday show. I've had the Thursday. Well, I don't have all Thursdays because I don't have Sanguine.
Stealing all my talent.
I'm not stealing all your talent. I want to get Prospero and Scap on because I would love to shoot the shit with them. I know Harry does his show, so I probably won't be able to get him on unless I do a cross stream type thing. But I don't know how to make that shit work. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for coming out. The morning shift is beating down the door, and we got to let them in. So, time to clock out.
No, it's time to make the donuts.
No, it's time to clock out. I'm not making donuts for those dicks. Not after what they did.
All right.
No, I don't. They can try and beat it down the door. I just want to barricade it. Leave them out.
Eddie, you're late. Time to go.
Now, leave my door alone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. We'll, like I said, next week will be the Lovable Gen T Maxi, and we will see you again. Hammer, I hope this
is be on the door. Lock and load, Brides of Christ.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ!
Stand
Hammer, it was fun.
Always is.
All right, let me play the outro.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away.